Welcome back. Okay, unboxing first. We got some stuff in the mail. Okay, so I couldn't find a switching box for the videos so I could switch from cameras front and back. The absolute ideal one, I saw it on eBay and I asked them what they wanted for it. They couldn't even find it in their warehouse, so that's out. So I bought 10 connectors and I'm going to build my own, which was about the same cost as buying the fancy one that they had. And then I probably bought the wrong kind of switch, so that should stay that way and that should stay that way. I don't think it's gonna work, so I'll probably keep them, but I don't know what I'd use them for. So I thought I read that correctly on the purchase order thingy. Maybe I'll send them back because I want the other ones. And then the last thing I bought, because I've got a crabgrass problem and I was watching too much YouTube, I bought a flamethrower, a propane flamethrower. Yeah, and if you don't know anything about flamethrowers or America, yeah, we can just make a flamethrower and sell it online and people will buy it and you can do whatever you want with it. So, yeah, so I bought a flamethrower. It's pretty cool. So Mrs. Okierover helped me. I burned the crabgrass and then she sprayed and kept a wildfire from happening. So that was kind of fun. Couple goals. And you'll see that I'm wearing my bandana and it's wet and that's why I'm sweaty and wet. I'm just wet. It's 105-ish in here. It's gonna be a really silly hot day. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 78. So that's kind of less. So I'm looking forward to that and we'll get some more work done tomorrow afternoon probably. Thunderstorms and all that, they keep saying that's gonna happen, it just hasn't happened yet. All right, truck, let's get to the truck. All right, we left off on our camera install. So we got our camera loaded into the back of the truck here. You can watch me pull this and the camera goes up and down. So we got the camera, got this in here. We've got to put a grommet in there that seals it. And then we poked a hole in here so that we can send the wires down to connect with these wires, which are over here, which will technically be under here when I'm done. And those need a hole in the bottom of our bed. So right now we're going to take the bed off, kind of sort out how the wires can be run in there, and we'll poke a hole in the bottom of the bed. There's already a hole back here, but it's too small. It's too small for the extra wires. So we're gonna put one next to it and just run those down. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take off the back bed right now.
Oh my God!
So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark these bolts so that I put these back in the right place, in the same place actually. So I'm gonna mark around them because I don't want any guessing. I want to make sure those are where they're supposed to be when I'm done. Okay, so we got to get those off, and then there's a clip on here. I don't know if you can even see where my finger's pointing. Anyway, there's some C-clamp clips, and I've got to cut those off too. So this, slide it out, drill hole, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's what we're doing next.
Oh, bitchin', is this in 3D? No, but your face is.
Okay, I forgot that these had lovely little connectors, so that was good. I was hoping I didn't have to fish those too far out. So those that's how we get this done. So those are in there. So that's all good. Not good. Rust. Made rust. So we're gonna mitigate this rust on the bottom here. We're gonna do some of that first. And then we're going to, it looks surfacey. There's a little bit of flaking on the paint, but we'll grind it off. We'll grind it off and give it a coat of something. Looks like we're going to clean it first. That one looks kind of bad. Alright, we're going to give this a grind first. Alright, let's get started on that. Hey! Alright, I put some tape up because when we spray this, I don't want any spray over. And I want to know if I'm doing something stupid. So, put that there. Alright, let's get to grinding. Unplugged. I need more power.
Scotty, we need power.
Okay, lesson to the wise. Don't, ow, and ow, and ow. Don't wire wheel with shorts on. Yeah, ow.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Ow. So yeah, I got some ow. So yeah, that's great. It's yeah, that's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna cool the camera off because it's hot in here and I don't think it'll stay on anyway. And then I'm gonna clean this up and start spraying. So much for my tape job, I'll have to retape. So, but that, you'll come back, you'll see some paint. So, that's it. Okay. All right, so cleaned this all off and I ground it down, but then rust creeped its ugly head into this equation. So I added Furtan to it to convert the rust where it lives. So when I sprayed it in the gap here, it went right between these two sheets. So it's just folded on itself there. It just folded. So there's a gap. There's a gap in between. So I'm guessing that's filling up with rust because, you know, the amount of rust I'm seeing in the other places. I went ahead and sprayed it with Furtan, so it's gonna sit in there and cure. So that has to sit 24 hours. And then I turned around and looked at the back of the truck and I remembered all of this rust that had started to creep itself in. So I went ahead and sprayed Furtan on the back of the truck too. So we've converted, big drips, we've converted a bunch of rust to whatever not rust that turns out to be. So tomorrow I'll come out and I'll have to spray this off and then we'll coat it with more paint. We'll start it with a coat of primer and then we'll go from there. So that's a part 2 to this project. Dun, dun, dun. Am I doing a racer head today? I think so. All right. We're coming back for more. I've got to figure out how to get the truck back into the garage, so I've got to move everything around a little bit. Too many projects in progress. So we're going to clean up some more. So you won't see that because I'm going to watch some World Cup and then we'll clean up. So. Mrs. Okierover's burgeoning furniture flipping business is interrupting my space right now. So I'm gonna spray the Furtan off, which you don't need to watch, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it with water and it's gonna go away, and then I'm gonna run a air thing across it and hope it dries faster. It's much pleasanter today. We had thunderstorms overnight and a lot of rain. It's 78 with a north end wind blowing, which is crazy because it's only 80 in the shop and it was 115 yesterday at 6 o'clock. Here's Lucy. Lucy and Maxie. Give me my puppers. Give me your puppers. Give me your puppers. All right. More in a minute.
Sleeping bag? Where is it? In here. Are you wanting Luke? Lucas!
Ignore Mimi. Did he just say hold on to you?
Yeah, he did.
No.
With the finger.
Hold on.
Hold on.
All right.
Got our camper.
What's all that about on your hand?
The kids I'm praying for this week.
Oh, okay. All right.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that this one is an adult.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it's everybody who's at camp. So they had all the things and you would grab
Well,
people so that whenever you look at your wrist, you go, oh, I'm praying for them while they're at
so
camp.
you're not praying for the kids you don't like?
Absolutely not. I'm not praying for my own child.
I was kidding! I was only kidding!
Hey, boy.
Hi, Papa. Why are you recording me?
They liked his summer buzz for the lice check. They go, oh, that's
Good.
easy.
I was going to say, because we're going to have I don't want any lice problems. Every time we send a kid to church camp, it's weird that they come home with lice. I don't know
Yep.
what that is all about.
They did a lice check and they're good to go. So
All right.
he went in and she goes, oh, this is going to be easy. Good.
Well, at least they're trying to mitigate it before they get there. All right. So we have two options, fabric or this kind of material. So feel this. You'll sleep, the inside's just like that. Or we can go with a fabric that's like this here. See that inside right there? So which way do you want to go? That one? Okay. Okay, that's a very traveled camper deal. All right, we gotta check for spiders because this thing's been up here a gazillion years and they like to get in these folds. So let's go up to the driveway and we'll unfold it.
And then we get to stomp on it.
Well, we'll just look for spiders. They'll reveal themselves pretty quickly.
Hey, I've used that sleeping bag.
Okay, we're on now. I think everything's dry. So we can really see where the black part turned into, from the rust, turned into unoxided, whatever that is. I don't read the math. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm gonna get a cleaner. I'm gonna clean this. I'm gonna wipe this down also. And then we're going to put some paint on it. Some primer. Primer! Okay, we also have to put a hole in this. So we either put a hole next to this hole or we use one of the existing drain holes. My brain doesn't like the drain hole theory because I want to grommet. So round. We'll put that there. That's a sweet earth. All right, we're gonna put a hole right next to this one and we're gonna put grommet in it. And then we're gonna fish our wire through there and make magic happen. Or we're gonna fish our wire the other way, from the other way into here and then connect inside there. I haven't decided that part yet, but that's what we're gonna do. All right, that's first, that's next, that's now. All right, we're gonna do that now, right now. Whoa, that is not secured. Okay, if you remember, we needed to come up to 9/16, which is somewhere where this, about middle. So we're gonna try the middle here. It's amazing how the step bit works. It's just cool. If you've never seen it or used one. That's rude. All right, that's 9/16. Now we need to deburr. Deburring needs to occur. Woohoo! Deburr. All right, deburred. Good times. All right, so now we're gonna get our grommet set out, and we're gonna try to find a grommet that fits in there. 9/16. And see, our grommet kit is actually in metric, so that's a bummer. But I'm guessing it's this one here. So, chow. That's a good guess. Solid. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm gonna make that slightly bigger. I don't know why I'm married to that size, but no, I'm not. Okay, let's figure out how we're gonna fish stuff. Now let's paint. We're gonna paint. Let's paint. Painting. Let's paint. All right, I'm back you up so you can see most of the painting surface. Okay, we're overspraying that a bit. We're overspraying that a bit so that the paint hits and runs in between that piece, because we have a piece of the wraparound on the end and then the tailgate skin. So we want that to flow in there where the rest of that rust inhibitor was. So that's what we're doing there. Let's annoy the rest over here with some paint too. All right. Paint has been painted.
What?
That didn't make any sense. Okay, we've taken care of all of our rust spots by covering them with some primer so that it can be annoyed and slow. All right, next step, I'm gonna wait a little bit and then I'm gonna put a second coat on the tailgate, and then we'll proceed with figuring out if we're going to paint the tailgate white. I don't think I have any white, and I know I don't have any Charlton white or Alpine white, whatever color it is. I know I don't have that, but it wouldn't hurt to put some regular paint on that. So we'll look into that while you wait. Patiently, I hope. Okay, now we're gonna wire, we gotta wire this up. All right, so the camera is underneath. Trust me, it's there. And this is fully extended. So if we put this back through here, these could be on the outside, of the truck. I don't want these on the outside of the truck, honestly. So we're not gonna do that. We're going to mount these and we're gonna run the ones from the truck up, and we're gonna try to get everybody inside here with this stuff. If that doesn't work out, then there's gonna be another plan. So that's kind of how that goes. All right, so now I also have to have some power. So the power here goes into this one. That's gonna power the camera. And then we have these two little teeny tiny wires right here. And those are gonna go all the way into the truck. So I need to find 12 volts in the back of the truck. I thought I had a plug marked 12 volt key, so it would be, when the key is on, it's 12 volts. It's only 0.37 volts, so I have no earthly idea what I would use that for. And the wire is huge. I mean, it's like a 10. It's big. It could carry a lot of current, but it doesn't need to, because there's only 0.3. The wires that are going into that plug are literally this small. They're like 16s. So I have no earthly idea what they were thinking with that. So we're gonna go with it. All right, so this will have to come out and go that way. So, because the power is all on the left side or right side of the truck. So we'll have to find power. We have power in our box. So we can get, am I even on the thing? Oh, I am. We can get power from the box and run it over here and then down and out. So we can run along this side just like we ran along that side over there. So we've got to kind of get everybody together in the middle there, and that's gonna be a challenge. All right, so I'm working on that. I've got my grommet stuff. I've cut one. I'm gonna try to get it wired in here and see if it'll work. Not sure if that's gonna work. I may need to get more hole cut and then use a bigger grommet, because these plugs don't want to go through. Let's go over here. The plugs don't want to go through this very well, so that's barely making it. I'm not sure it'll go. That'll go through there, and then when we get up here, I don't know that this little grommet will go over the size of this plug here. So we may have to step up to another size, unfortunately. So, all right, I'm gonna investigate that and then we'll come back to do something else. Now, okay, another fun thing we have to do is get our wire that goes up to the front wrapped around this and run it in here. And I'm not sure this is long enough to make it into the back of the truck, which would be like literally up here, but another foot that way. So I don't think I can get that done. So that's gonna make me, there's my wife. What are you doing?
I've got a huge question.
Oh.
I thought this was felt.
Felt like felt?
Felt like felt. Start peeling
You
it.
didn't stop, did you?
No, I looked to see how to get it out. People said put water in it.
I thought I was being clever by doing it this way. Running this up and going all the way around, all the way up there. Way up there. I'm being high with it. So it looks like I probably am going to rewire it on this side and then go down into this area over here with these wires underneath the carpet. Carpet, go here. Then we'll go across the seats and up the tunnel to the back of the, where the radio switch is going to be by the gear shift up there. So it'll take a lot less wire and I'll have plenty of wire to pull it back through and do the other thing. So I need to start over on that. So that's what I'm going to do now. I don't know if you can see it or film, if I can film it or not. I don't know if it's worth the trouble. I'm just going to pull it and you can just trust me. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to pull this off and I'll have to pull that off so that I can get in behind here to pull the wires over to the end over here. It'll also give me an opportunity to wire 12 to it because that's not 12 and I never was. So I'll have to adjust this stuff so I can work on that. Making a mess. Dun, dun. Okay, so need to get my drill and take care of that. And get that carpet stud right here we got to be careful about, so I'm gonna put that there and then when we lay this over it won't be damaged. Oh, stop hanging that up. Okay, now we can pull our wire on over there and it will go easily into the back of the truck now. Okay, we got this. All right, what happened here? My weld broke on that one, so the weld didn't stick. Okay, one job becomes two jobs, which becomes three jobs, which becomes $14,000. All right, so we're gonna fish this in here with this and that, and it's gonna go down the side. Push that in there with it so it doesn't get in trouble. Okay, once we get this big plug headed that way, we'll be a lot better off. This is fun. Okay, we're back on the other side of the truck. All right, so I've got my loom here and I'm running my wire through it, which is coming out of there. Okay, and then this loom will go up a little further, it's just protected in wise. And so there was a few holes in the body already for like zip tie or pins or something like that. So I used one of these, which fit, and I poked it through the loom and then into the truck. So the loom is attached to the truck now. So, all right, the next thing I need to do is get all of this wire into the loom and get some power run down there as well. So, or run back, maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But that's what we're doing right now. We're just getting everything loomed up. And that's the final product. So, comes in, goes through, comes out, loomed up. And you can see I've got plenty of room to run this up into the back of the tailgate. So, we'll be able to make our plug connections inside the tailgate out of the weather. I'm not terribly worried about that. We do need to make a bigger hole so the plugs can go, because I need to get the, there's another box like that one here. Hold on. So that needs to be made where I can get that into that hole. And I don't know if it'll fit. I don't know if it'll fit. I'll have to check it, see if it'll fit through a standard hole, and then I can figure out a grommet or a rubber protector for it. Of course, it running in through this stuff is probably safe. I just want to try to keep as much water and dirt out as I can. So we'll have to experiment with that. We'll get it done. That's all I got in me for today. So we'll try to get out here again on Friday. It's a federal holiday, Juneteenth, so I'll be off that day. So I'll get back out here and continue wiring this multi-day project. And I guess I'll be welding as well because the bracket weld did not take, which makes sense because I'm a crappy welder. But that's it. So that's it for now. All right, so quite a bit. This is a little more involved than I thought it was going to be. I thought this would be a pretty easy project, but I should have known better. It's not becoming easy, but ingenuity-wise, I'm figuring it out. So we're working it out. That's what I got now. Okay, more, and I will talk to you again. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. And I will see you another time. Next week, actually.